Welcome to Investor Web, where insight meets foresight. Today we delve into a crucial topic: 10 signs you are mentally weak. Understanding these signs is vital, as mental strength is a cornerstone of success in both personal and professional spheres. It affects how we manage stress, interact with others, and pursue our goals. Recognizing these signs not only enhances self-awareness, but also opens the door to substantial personal growth. Stay tuned as we explore these signs and how they might be influencing your life. First on our list is the avoidance of challenges. It's a conspicuous sign of mental fragility when one consistently shies away from situations that require stepping out of their comfort zone. Take, for example, the common fear of public speaking. This isn't just about the butterflies in one's stomach, it's about the decision to avoid speaking engagements altogether due to a fear of failure or judgment. This behavior is rooted in a deeper issue. Avoiding challenges means missing out on significant opportunities for personal growth and self-improvement. It's the comfort of the known and the familiar that holds a tight grip, often preventing the exploration of new horizons. When faced with a challenge, the immediate reaction might be discomfort or even dread. However, it's crucial to recognize that this discomfort is not an enemy. It's a natural part of the growth process. Embracing challenges rather than avoiding them can lead to unexpected achievements and deeper self-understanding. Remember, growth often feels uncomfortable initially. Next, we consider giving up too easily. Imagine setting a goal to get fit. You start an exercise regime, but after just a few days, your muscles ache and you feel exhausted. Instead of pushing through this temporary discomfort, the choice is made to quit. This scenario isn't just about physical fitness, it's a reflection of a broader pattern. Giving up at the first sign of discomfort or setback reveals a vulnerability in mental resilience. This tendency to surrender easily can often be traced back to a lack of belief in one's own abilities or the fear of enduring discomfort. It's crucial to recognize that growth typically comes from pushing through these challenging phases. When you decide to stop because things get tough, you deny yourself the opportunity to develop perseverance, a critical component of mental strength. The key here is to shift perspective. View each challenge as an opportunity to strengthen your resolve rather than a signal to retreat. Perseverance is key to overcoming mental weakness. Lack of self-discipline is another telling sign. Imagine a day that starts with the snooze button being hit repeatedly, followed by a hurried, chaotic morning. Breakfast is skipped and the first important task of the day is postponed for a quick scroll through social media. This scenario isn't just about having an off day, it's a snapshot of a lifestyle lacking routine and self-control. A person with weak mental fortitude often finds themselves in this loop. They set goals, perhaps to exercise regularly or to finish a project, but these commitments quickly unravel. Procrastination isn't just a minor setback for them, it's a recurring theme that stunts their personal and professional growth. The inability to stick to a plan or meet deadlines is not just about poor time management, it's a profound sign of mental weakness. By contrast, self-discipline isn't merely a trait some lucky folks are born with, it's a cultivated skill. Through consistent effort and self-regulation, one can transform their chaotic days into structured, productive ones. Remember, self-discipline shapes our destiny. Do you rely on others for your happiness? Let's delve into why this might be a sign of mental fragility. Emotional self-sufficiency is a cornerstone of mental strength. It's the ability to derive satisfaction and joy from one's own company and achievements rather than seeking external validation. Imagine someone who cannot enjoy a simple walk in the park or a quiet evening reading a book unless someone else confirms it's enjoyable or worthwhile. Their mood and self-esteem are constantly held hostage by the opinions and actions of others. This dependency creates a fragile foundation for happiness, as it is always subject to the unpredictable changes in other people's feelings and opinions. The quest for approval can be exhausting and ultimately unfulfilling. It often leads to a roller coaster of emotions, with highs when validated and lows when not. Building a sense of self-worth that is independent of others not only strengthens emotional resilience but also enriches personal development. True strength comes from within. Handling criticism can be tough. It's a delicate balancing act. Too little can make us complacent, too much can overwhelm. For those exhibiting signs of mental weakness, criticism is not just unwelcome, it's often met with outright resistance. Consider the example of an employee named John. When his manager gently suggests improvements to his project presentation, John reacts not with gratitude or openness, but with a defensive posture. He argues, justifies minor errors, and rather than seeing an opportunity for growth, perceives the feedback as a personal attack. This reaction is quite telling. Instead of using the criticism as a lever to elevate his performance, John's defensive nature may hinder his professional development. It's a common scenario. Criticism, even when constructive, can feel like an affront. But the truth is, it's rarely about diminishing one's value. It's about refining and enhancing skills and outcomes. Criticism, when used correctly, is a tool for growth. Now let's talk about being overwhelmed by minor problems. Imagine this: a spilled cup of coffee in the morning becomes a catastrophe, or a missed bus is seen as a day ruiner. For those who might be mentally weak, these small hiccups can seem like insurmountable obstacles. This isn't just about having a bad day, it's a consistent pattern where minor issues are met with disproportionate dread and anxiety. Consider Jane, for example. She faces a typical scenario where her internet flickers out for a few minutes. Instead of using this time to take a break or solve the problem calmly, Jane panics, fearing she won't meet her deadlines, and her day spirals from there. This reaction amplifies stress and can make daily life exceedingly difficult. It's important to recognize that these reactions are more about perception than the severity of the issues themselves. Building mental resilience involves seeing these problems for what they truly are: minor. Keeping perspective is crucial. Poor emotional control is a significant indicator. Imagine walking through a minefield of emotions every day where a single misstep can lead to an explosion. This is the reality for those who struggle to manage their emotions effectively. Let's consider the case of Thomas, a well-respected manager known for his sharp mind but quick temper. A minor error in a report or a slight delay in feedback could trigger an outburst that not only disrupts his team's morale but also undermines his own authority and effectiveness. Emotional volatility like this can ripple through all areas of life, affecting relationships, work performance, and even personal well-being. It's akin to sailing a ship in stormy seas without a compass. Without direction and control, the journey becomes perilous. The ability to remain calm and composed in the face of daily irritations is not just a skill but a necessity. It involves recognizing emotional triggers and understanding how to navigate through them thoughtfully and deliberately. Mastering emotions is mastering the self. Fear of the unknown can paralyze. Imagine standing at the edge of a new experience. The heart races, palms sweat, but instead of stepping forward, there's a retreat into the familiar, the safe. This isn't just about avoiding skydiving or not traveling to exotic countries. It's about shying away from new experiences that could lead to personal growth. Take John, a talented writer who dreams of publishing his novel. However, he fears the rejection that might come with submitting his work. His manuscripts gather dust, and with each passing year, his skills wane. Not from lack of talent, but from fear of the unknown. This fear acts like chains that bind potential. It isn't just about missing out on enjoyable activities. It's about letting opportunities slip by, opportunities that could shape a more resilient, adventurous self. So, when faced with the unknown, remember, it's not just about confronting or embracing fear. It's about understanding that every journey of personal and mental growth begins with a willingness to step into new territories. Adventure often starts with a single step into the unknown. Struggling to say no? This question might resonate more than we'd like to admit. Being unable to refuse requests or deny favors is not just about being overly kind or generous. It often signals a deeper issue, a lack of mental fortitude. Imagine someone who always says yes. They take on extra tasks at work, agree to every social invitation, and never refuse a favor, even when it stretches them thin. This chronic overcommitment isn't a sign of capability, it's a hallmark of not setting personal boundaries. Without these boundaries, life becomes a relentless pursuit of others' approval rather than a journey of personal fulfillment. The repercussions of this are not trivial. It leads to stress, burnout, and a life that feels out of control. When you can't say no, you essentially give away your power and control over your life. Learning to set and enforce boundaries is crucial. It's about respecting oneself enough to acknowledge limits. Empowerment begins with boundaries. Lastly, a lack of long-term goals. It's often said that failing to plan is planning to fail. This rings particularly true when discussing mental strength. You see, long-term goals are not just markers on a timeline. They are the driving force that propels individuals forward, giving shape and purpose to daily actions. Consider the example of Tom. Tom lives with a live for today mindset, which might seem liberating at first glance. However, this approach means he often drifts through life without a clear direction, making decisions based on immediate gratification rather than strategic thinking. This lack of foresight can lead to missed opportunities and a sense of stagnation. Without goals, it's easy to become susceptible to complacency and the comfort of the familiar rather than stretching and growing. Goals act as a challenge to our present selves, pushing us towards personal growth and greater resilience. Vision for the future is a cornerstone of mental strength. We've covered the 10 signs that might suggest mental weakness. From avoiding challenges to a lack of long-term goals, each sign illuminates areas that could use a bit of fortification. Take a moment to reflect on these aspects in your own journey. Are there signs you recognize in yourself? Remember, acknowledging these traits is the first step towards growth and resilience. Thank you for watching InvestorWeb. Don't forget to subscribe for more insightful content. Strengthen your mind, enhance your life.